Thank you, John. How many people have watched the Olympics? How many people have participated in the Olympics? Well, I have participated in the Olympics. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guest, I was not a gymnast. I know that surprises you. Nor was I in weightlifting, but as part of the Xerox Corporation support team, in 1996, I was a copier repair technician for Xerox Corporation in Yuma, Arizona. And Xerox was sponsoring the Summer Olympic Games and provided all the print, fax, and copy equipment for the games. And they needed a support team. So they decided to hold a contest, which for me was exciting. Keep in mind I'm in Yuma, so my chances are slim, but I thought, why not? So I put my hat in the ring and decided to try out to be on that team. I waited a few weeks, actually several weeks, and then waited some more, and waited some more. And then I finally got my letter. And the letter said that I was on the Olympic team to be a part of the Xerox support team in Atlanta, Georgia. So I arrived in Atlanta 2 to 3 days before the opening ceremonies.
Sorry.
It's okay. I arrived in Atlanta 2 to 3 days before the opening ceremonies. I received my briefing and my team. My team and I were assigned to 2 venues. We were assigned to the Olympic Stadium and the Olympic Village, which is at Georgia Tech. I received a uniform, a hat, a pair of pants, and a shirt, and as well as this lanyard. And they gave us a bunch of pins, Xerox pins. The point of the pins was to trade the pins for other events. It was a mechanism so that you get to meet more people and meet and talk with more people throughout the games. So I traded pins with the team of Germany, with folks from Visa, different things you would look to collect. And at one point I collected this golden pass. It was a Coca-Cola pass that you could take, made you very popular, because if you were around a Coke machine, you'd put it in, take it out, and you get a free Coke. And in Atlanta, Georgia in the summertime, free Coke goes a long way. At the Olympic Stadium, I got to work the opening ceremonies. And the opening ceremonies were just amazing. Lots of pageantry and what have you. My team spent the entire time wandering around the facility and just enjoying the games as the ceremony. We took a grand total of 0 service calls. So this was a tough gig to begin with. Then later on, I got to work when Michael Johnson broke the world record for 200-meter dash in his gold Nikes, which were all the rage. Again, that night, we took a grand total of 0 service calls. Towards the ends of the games, I got to work in the closing ceremonies. The closing ceremonies were just, the opening ceremonies were here, the closing ceremonies were up here. They were just, the pageantry was amazing. The music was just phenomenal. I even got to meet Muhammad Ali, who was a mountain of a man, but he was very gentle. I spent a great deal of time wandering around that facility. Towards the end of the ceremonies, the athletes rushed the field to be a part of the concert that was going on. My team thought maybe there was a machine out there we could fix. So we ended up on the field and danced the Macarena. Now don't judge, that was 96. And had a good time. At the Olympic Village, we got to work alongside athletes and teams and enjoy their culture, their language, and even their food. It was just an amazing time. Now, we spent a great deal of time working on our turd of a golf cart. The thing just did not move. We decided as technicians we were going to fix that. So we rolled up our sleeves, got down inside the engine, and pulled off the governor. Removing the governor gave us 2 speeds. Stop and hell yeah fast. It was not safe. But hell yeah, it was fast. The one service call I did have to take, I created a security incident. As I was bringing the spare part that I needed into the village through security, it was a heat roll. And a heat roll is a pipe with 2 wires coming out of the end. So I took that pipe with 2 wires and I put it on the x-ray machine and proceeded to go through the security gate. Behind the x-ray machine I heard, "Oh, hell no." I had to explain why this was not a pipe bomb but a component for a copy machine, and that took a bit of time. Now that was before the real bombing that took place in Atlanta. If you remember, on July 27th, Centennial Olympic Park bombing was pretty much a defining moment for us there in Atlanta. I remember it very well. We had come home from working in the village that night, and my manager called. My manager doesn't call. They let us do what we got to do. But she wanted to make sure that everyone had made it home safely that night, and I asked her why. She proceeded to tell me about the bombing at Centennial Park. Now, we were all very concerned about that because we all knew people who were at the park that night for the concert. And luckily everything went well. No Xerox personnel were hurt. What was remarkable to me, though, was the reaction of all the people who were going to the games and the athletes and all the vendors and workers in Atlanta. It was the response of, we're not going to let this bomber take away the Olympic game or the Olympic experience or the spirit of the Olympic Games. And everybody came together really to just amp it up, if you could say. And it really made a mark on me, letting me know not to take challenges lightly. For me, all in all, the games were a great experience. I had a good time. I got to work in very diverse areas, meet very diverse people, and be able to do very diverse things. And more importantly, I was part of history, which growing up in Yuma, I never thought would happen. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster.